Welcome. Incoming message.
This is the May Contain Action podcast
on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and more.
3, 2, 1, 0. All systems active.
Welcome to episode 64 of the May Contain Action podcast. Today's show is brought to you by highpass.gg, the best license-free music streaming service out there. Go to highpass.gg now, pick your vibe, your favorite place to listen and enjoy. That includes Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and a bunch of other freaking places. I am your host number one, the most important host, and definitely the brownest, Paul Action Jackson. I don't really get any applause for that. But I feel like whenever thank you. I feel like whenever we announce the second host, they get the applause for some reason, but I'm also here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I love the one yell in the background.
Yeah. Woo! And my host, who joins me not every single time, he's actually pretty flaky. Host number 2, Trevor May is here.
The host with the day job.
Not what I thought you were going to say there. Host with the day job is not what I thought you were going to say. Yeah, he's got a real day job. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't work. So you're right.
What's up, guys?
It's completely accurate.
Live from a Chicago hotel room. What's up?
You actually sound pretty good from a Chicago hotel room.
I'm going to be honest. This is the best situation I've had probably ever. So
yeah,
the internet's been pretty good on this trip so far.
You just said before the podcast started that you have 150 up and down, and that's better than your house in Seattle and your house in New York, which is wild because that's not great.
Yeah,
150 is not great.
It's the up. 150
that's really
that's
good.
better. To be honest, my down is higher in both. It's 500 down in both places. It's just I have 50 up.
Yeah.
Because God forbid, right?
Who uploads anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listeners, do you want to be on the pod? What? Well, you can. Call and leave a message or a text at 503-908-9526. Leave your question there. You may be on the next episode. Again, that number is 503-908-9526. Leave us a message. We'll certainly read it. Now, let's welcome this week's guest, a YouTuber with over 1.3 million subscribers. Almost 1,000 uploads. My goodness, he gets to work. An integral member of the crew and creator of the popular Pixelmon SMP server. Currently killing it. Deluxe4s, everybody. Woo!
Hey. Appreciate it, gentlemen. How are you guys, by the way? Y'all doing good? We good?
We're doing good.
Dude.
That's good.
Jesus.
So good. Sorry.
What an intro.
I know.
Oof.
I don't mess around.
I got chills.
I wanted to put your height and weight in there, but it wasn't listed. So
couldn't find it.
That's okay.
Couldn't find it.
You won't.
You won't?
No.
It's weird. You can find mine real easy.
All over the place.
And it's wrong.
How much
actually
does
way heavier than
Trevor
that.
May make? Hold on. Let me just do this.
Okay.
Top Google searches. Yeah, check it out.
I searched it, and the first result is less than Lindor. Tough.
Most people have that
Tough.
as their salary.
But specifically Trevor.
Pretty much all of us, actually. Yeah.
Pretty much all of us. Deluxe, how you doing today?
Dude, I'm
how
great,
are you?
man. I'm pumped to be on here, man. I'm usually the host of a podcast and not the guest on a podcast. This is a great situation. I like sitting back and let everybody else do the work.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Weird self-promo there. Very cool.
Yeah, very
cool.
weird.
We love that here. Just self-promo anything you want all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we're glad to have you. We're glad to kind of be the ones to interview you and ask you all the hard-hitting questions about politics, religion, and the state of the world.
Of course.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Without further ado, I think our first one we would like to really dive into here, super specific and very technical. Your name.
Yeah. What this Deluxe4? Is that what you want to know? How I got it?
No, How did you come across that name or come upon that name?
Yeah.
Rather.
But you gotta go back. Go ahead.
What was your first one? Your first ever. I want to know the first one.
If it wasn't the first one.
If it wasn't the first one, which I'd be surprised if it was.
Yeah. So let's so this is kind of goes into the story. So I got you. I'm gonna break you down. Okay. So here's what we got.
Yeah.
So my friend D20, we call him Deluxe20. Him and I were high school buddies. We played sports together. We're on the same football team. Okay. He was 2 years older than me. I was a sophomore. He's a senior, and we kind of meet there in high school. We split different ways to go to college. Once we go to college, I show up, 2 years later, and he had switched around a couple colleges. Can't figure out what a major what he wants to do. He shows up, and I'm like, "Yo, man, what's up?" Like we see each other in the first class. I show up and literally in college, and it's him. So I'm like, sweet. He's sitting there eating Pop-Tarts and drinking a Gatorade, and I'm like, yo, dude. He's like, you want some? I'm like, nah, man, we're good. But we go later on, and we're low-key gamers. We play like sports all the time, and so it's always like NCAA football. It's always Madden. Yes. It's always basketball. It's whatever. So we go through, and we're always playing these games, but Halo is popping off at the time. Like everybody's playing Halo. I think it's like right in Halo 3-ish area.
I was gonna say, what year is it at this point?
Yeah, and so it's like Halo 3. And so when we get into that, he goes to a local store, and they're selling Xboxes. And at this time, I had never been online. I've always played buddies. Buddies spend the night with me. I played members of my high school team and all stuff like. Yeah, exactly. LAN parties all day. Yep, we're playing each other. I've never been online before. He gets his Xbox, and back in the day, when you get like an Xbox, they had people that would pre-save their like credit card history on there. Well, there was a guy that it was pre-used or whatever, and so we bought it from the local place, and he had his information on there, but his subscription was running out. But he had I think another month on there or whatever. And so his name at the time was JDS Wacko. I don't know what the hell it means or represents, but that was my first name because that's what I used the whole time. Like I was JDS Wacko. And so we told everybody that was, when we got online.
It wasn't even yours.
It wasn't even mine. It was stolen. Straight up stolen. And so the month runs out, and we got to make a name. So I'm like, okay. So we go back, you rewind, you go back to high school. And in high school, we would go to the movie theaters with a bunch of our friends after games, whatever. And there was this Coke commercial, and it kept coming out all the time. And every movie we went to watch, it was on. So the Coke commercial was a ripoff of MTV Cribs and Pimp My Ride. So this guy was giving you a tour of his house, but it was kind of like a spoof. So his mom's house had like all these poodles and all this other like whacked out stuff. And he had like a really small house, but everything was kind of crappy. And then he like follows you through the house, but they're like, hey, like they would put his name on the screen. Right? Was like, hey, welcome to the pad. And so when they did, his name was Deluxe247 without the E. So he was, and so when he would be doing the interview, he was like, it's Deluxe. Here I'm at my pad. I'm doing all my DJ. Here's where my setup is. Let's go check out my ride. So he goes outside, and he's showing his ride has like hubcap spinners at the time. And then he goes to take the trash out. Yes. He's taking the trash out, and his mom yells, hey, Brian, take out the trash. And then his neighbor says, hey, what's up, Brian? And he's like, it's Deluxe, son. Deluxe. It's not that hard. And so he's like checking his neighbor, telling him it's Deluxe because that's his name. It's his rap name. Yeah. And so when people would come up to me, like, hey, good game. And they would be like, hey, what's up? And I'd be like, it's Deluxe, son. Deluxe. It's not that hard. So everybody started calling me Deluxe in high school. And so I just became Deluxe. And then my sports number was 4. And D20, my friend Deluxe20, his number was 20. And so we became Deluxe4 and Deluxe20, but not any relation to like weed or 420 or Blaze It, gang, any of that stuff. So, yeah, that's how I got my name.
Sure.
Yeah, he needed a name, and I had Deluxe as my nickname, so it was Deluxe4 and Deluxe20. That's all.
That commercial's like 15 years old, man. Yeah. You old, huh?
Damn.
Yeah, we're all boomers here. I love it. You're like, yeah, back when we went to the movie theater back in Halo 3, and everyone's like, counting the numbers on their fingers.
Yeah, 1, 2, carry 1. Yeah.
I mean, we had Laffy Taffy on, so I guess no one's older than Laffy Taffy. He's the oldest.
That's right.
So we'll never catch up with him. But yeah, that's
he's ancient. Oh,
so
2007.
you guys just went with it. Just became a high school meme, and here we are.
Yeah, it was a high school meme,
Middle
and
age, still named Deluxe.
Yeah, I mean that was my first one on Xbox, and I kind of went from there. I didn't really want to be like famous or anything. I had that name, and we kind of played with each other because we were playing duos in Halo and playing COD and yelling at kids on the internet, and stuff like that. And I was uploading clips just to like show him, like, look at, I yelled at this kid, or this funny thing I hit from this team, or did something like that, and then upload it, and then kind of took off from there. But yeah, that's kind of where we started.
Dang.
So Deluxe 20 isn't your brother.
He's not, but everybody calls him my brother because we're so close. We're best friends, IRL best friends, and we do everything together. Yeah,
I love that.
Gotcha.
Love that. What's it like? Like, I just from your perspective, what's it like having a best friend, growing up with them, playing sports with them, playing video games with this person, and then also streaming with them or playing games with them on a regular basis for your job? Like, what's that like? Because I feel like I don't know. Like,
well, I had to convince him. He was turned off by the whole thing in the first place, and he would just sit on the couch and watch me yell at kids on Halo 3 and stuff like that. And he was kind of turned off to it. But once he saw me doing it every day, he kind of was like, yeah, I guess I'll get into it. Like, what do you want my name to be? And you get started with it. But it's cool. Yeah. Like, I don't think we've ever gotten in an argument in our entire lives. We're like really like brothers, and we do everything for each other. He's like one of those friends you don't like. If you pay for his meal, he's going to pay for yours next time. You don't even have to say anything. Like, it's automatic. Like, you don't, there's not a one-way street. It's definitely a two-way street with us. And he's super supportive, and he's always been there in the background, and he's like the same way. He never really wanted to be famous off this thing. It kind of just took off randomly one day. And he was always the quiet one, because we had really outgoing personalities in our group. Like, everybody's yelling, screaming, being really, larger than life kind of thing every time we're in a COD lobby or whatever we're in. And so he never really had a place for that. So he's known for his like one-liner jabs that he'll get at people, and that's just kind of his place. And he kind of feels like, that's where he's always been comfortable, and that's what he does. But when it's me and him, he's like, won't shut up, always talking, that kind of stuff, busting out and all that stuff. So it's cool. It's probably one of the reasons that's made me do this for so long, because I have somebody that I can literally go to IRL, talk to about stuff, bounce ideas off of, and then like go from there and help him with his stuff too. So that's pretty cool.
Freaking love that. I love that.
Sweet joke, by the way, Paul. It was funny.
Yeah, no, thanks. I appreciate it. No, thank you so much.
He might not have known what you were saying, but
no, it's fine.
I caught it, and I
did want to actually. I mean, the question was sincere, even though there was a little bit of pain behind it. No, yeah.
What's the background on that? Give me some. Yeah.
Paul grew up with Tim the Tap Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Tim, by the way. Me and Tim go way back, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah. Same. So
same.
Yeah, like, he was like Tim the Tabman, and I was like, what if I'm Paul the Tabman? He was like, no, don't infringe on my shit. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I no, that didn't happen. But no, it was just like, it's a big like running joke of like, you and Tim never play together. You and Tim never. When are you moving to Florida to live with Tim forever? And I'm like, we don't play together. We don't play the same game. So it's fine. Yeah, so that's all. It was just a little
it was a genuine question and a little jab at Tim. We like to jab at Tim as much as humanly possible, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I love Tim. I'm actually a mod in his Twitch stream, and I've been with Tim forever. When Tim had, I don't want to throw out names and stuff like that. He had a girlfriend when he was beginning streaming, and she was always over, and she knew a lot of our stuff from the crew. From the COD days and stuff like that, and she was like, oh, you don't know who these guys are, they're in your chat. And Tim was like, oh, they're cool, I've seen some of their videos, I just didn't connect it to whatever. And so me and Tim kind of kicked it off with always talking to each other, and Tim was always like really cool. He's been the same guy, I feel like, forever. And I was glad, like during the CSGO days, he kind of blew up and stuff. But yeah, long-haired Tim, I used to tune in to Tim way back in the day and give him shit for liking, different things on his wings or whatever. I just would always pick on him about dumb shit. But I love me some Tim the Tap Man. He's a good guy, but it's unfortunate, by the way, that he's showing you like that.
He moved to Destin. Yeah, it's a completely terrible decision.
Yeah. Leaves us all behind. No, that's good. I'm happy for him too. No, that's great. It was a very sincere question, but it is very cool to, because like that is actually something that I have kind of wanted in my own sphere. Like obviously, you know, I like I said, I grew up with Tim, so asking him questions and kind of bouncing ideas off of him is always great. But I think it's helpful to kind of grow with someone, right? To like kind of do this together. And so you can kind of like, hey, this worked for me. Hey, this worked for me. You guys are hanging out all the time anyway. So you're talking about work. You're talking about, it's all one big conversation. And so you're able to kind of have that direct instant feedback with someone and grow with them. I think is really, really cool. And a lot of content creators don't get that, I feel like.
That's true. Yeah.
But we do kind of, like whenever someone says, I don't have anyone to play with, I don't have anyone to play with, it's kind of like, convince your friends to play. Like they don't have to stream, but maybe convince them to play a game with you so that you have someone to bounce jokes off of. Because chat really wants to feel like, I mean, I feel like a large part of chat wants to feel like they are a part of your community, a part of your jokes and your like banter. I mean, no one, in my opinion, no one watches Tim because they feel like Tim's a god at COD. Like he's fine, but it's the banter that he has with Nick and with Cloak and with, you know, and PK. So that's what people want to be a part of. And so the fact that you had that right off the bat with Deluxe 20 is sick and very cool.
Yeah, so. It's also a curse too. Like we've been we considered called the crew from since like 2013. And so 2012, 2013, somewhere in there. And people will bring up jokes from 2012 and 2013, and they'll bring up stuff I don't even remember that happened, and they harp on it. Like that's how they remember us. That's in their mind. That's part of their childhood or whatever it might be. And they harped on this, and they want you to do certain voice, certain jokes, and it just continues all over and over and over again. And it's a big circle. But I mean, it's fine, but it does get old. I'm not going to say it doesn't, because it definitely does. But yeah, it can be a curse for sure.
Makes sense.
Man, we're seeing this, like I don't know, it's almost to the point where Paul, I think you're really onto something. I mean, we try to on the pod get some information, some little nuggets for people that are trying to get into streaming or trying to enjoy it more, or trying to find new creators, or just understand where everyone's coming from. And I think you hit it in the nail head, just like, you know, these some of the people we've had on here that kind of coalesced into groups early, and then they like, I don't know, they maybe split into cliques, and they always had someone to like come play a new game with them, even if it wasn't everybody, but it was a couple people, and then they could convince the rest, and there was always someone to play with. Like that seems like a recipe for success a lot of times. Even Cypher PK started his YouTube channel with like all of his cousins. Like there was a bunch of Cyphers, but they all stopped. Cool. But he kept with it. A lot of people think he just built it, but like for the first 4 years, it was like him and like 5 cousins that built their channel. And that's like Marcel and all those guys, Vanos and Wildcat and No Blood, all those guys played together too, and Gary's Mod, same thing. So it's really cool and interesting, because honestly, you just took that fun friend group, like you said, LAN parties all the time. You're like, let's take it onto the internet, see maybe other people think we're funny, and then they did.
So here's kind of how that got started. So we're kind of considered really, really OG for, I hate that, but it kind of is. So with us, D20 really didn't play with me online as far as that goes until later. So I start to show him these clips. There's a guy that ends up finding me that wants to make a remix of some of the stuff that I said. He was going to take parts of what I said and remix it into a song. Okay. So he does that. And then when he does that, some people see it and kind of, so Go Glove, I don't know if you know Go Glove from Twitch. He's a pretty big streamer. Anyways, he sees it in some of his friends, and they're like, oh, that's cool. So Deluxe, would you like to play with us one night? Blah, 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 playing TDM. This is before everybody has a lot of subs. Like I'm sitting at like 1,500 subs. Gold Glove has about 20K subs. And I mean, that's huge at the time. Like everybody's like freaking out. Gold Glove, oh my God, you're playing with Gold Glove. He has like 20K. So at this time, it's like me, Dunkus, guy works at Twitch right now. Bash, he works at Twitch right now. There's some other guy, Onslaught. Then you have like T Martin, some other guys that kind of form this little mini group. But it's a really try hard group. So everyone, we're beating people, we're pub stomping people every night by 50 points, like every time 50 kills in TDM. And you know, no one's doing anything fun. So I had made these little clips of everybody just being kind of goofy and myself being goofy. And there was a guy, which you kind of know now is K-Wire Speedy. Speedy was doing the exact same thing at the same time. So we were really the only two at the time making funny clips. And so we kind of came together. He had 3 or 4 guys that he was playing with. I had 3 or 4. I had me, Sidearms, G18, D20 kind of every once in a while. But it was mainly me and Speedy. We come together. We put his group of people, my group of people people together and we start playing together every night. So we try to get 6 guys out of that group to play Call of Duty, and Search and Destroy is what we're mainly playing.
Okay.
But we're not doing it just to beat people. We beat people in style. So we're doing 360s and ninja diffusing, and that's kind of where that came. Speedy got really known for ninja diffuses, and he started this whole thing called funny moments. So if you ever seen anybody put funny moments in their YouTube video, that came from Speedy. He literally started the whole thing. And when we started doing that, we grew really fast, and we were like one of the first groups to ever grow. And so Marcel and Wildcat and Vanas and all those guys, they saw us do that, and they created their group, and then they did what we did, but did it better. And so they grew faster than we did. Like, I think me and Delirious hit 1 million subs at the same time. Now he's at like 10 million. I don't know what he's at. He's at something stupid, but I'm still like 1 million. But we hit it on the same day, and that's how fast they grew. They grew like exponentially fast because Speedy and Vanas, they were basically almost the same guy. They would really, really go hard on their edits, and Speedy got to like 6 million, and then Vanas passed him and went to like 20 million. So it was like, we did it first, but they did it better. So we kind of always were not rivals, but we were definitely knew about each other. And like, Marcel played with us like 2 or 3 times, and he's in a few of our videos. Same thing with Evan Vanas. He was in ours, and Tyler Wildcat was in a couple of our videos at the very beginning. And then we kind of had our cliques and groups, and we all kind of went from there. But yeah, you're right. Now you see all these groups, and they're kind of breaking up a little bit. There's a couple of guys that don't play anymore. A couple of guys don't play anymore. Some guys want to go solo. They don't want to do the group thing anymore. And so this whole thing has a lot of history in it. You just don't realize it. And I love that part of it. Like, I did not know that about Paul, about him and Tim and Tatman, which is awesome. Like, I'm storing that in my brain right now. Like, where does everybody roots come from? Like, I don't understand. And so back in the day, I used to know where everyone came from. Now there's all these new creators, like you're saying, like Cypher. I had no clue like where his backgrounds come from, and I see him on the scene, but I just don't know where he's coming from. So I like that kind of stuff.
It's crazy too, because it's funny. Cypher's been on YouTube as long as you have, but like a lot of people, like he came on in the pod. He was like one of our first 10 guests, and he was just like, "Oh, I've been, my YouTube channel is like 11 years old." And we're like, "What? You're like 25?"
Exactly.
And he's like, "Yeah, I just started early." He was making RuneScape stuff, and then he got into, and he was doing RuneScape almost up till Fortnite, like all the way up. Like that's just the way. And then after you play with him for a while, and just how like cerebral he is about every game he plays, he wants to figure it all out as quickly as possible. All of his content makes sense. So it's just so interesting. And we will get in. I would like to deep dive a little bit into the history of the crew, maybe get some funny stories a little bit later. But you mentioned earlier LAN parties. This is alley-oop for this next question. LAN party. You're going say you're playing Halo 2. Everyone's connecting. You have 19 Xboxes connected somehow. You're gonna go stay the night at someone's house, but before you do that, you got to grab some food.
Ooh, like
what are you grabbing? What are you guys grabbing?
My all-time favorite food, even though it's messy, is wings. Like, you can't go wrong with wings. And I'm not talking boneless. That is not a wing. That's a chicken nugget. I'm talking real wings. Like, I'm a buffalo kind of guy, but I like to taste it, and I don't want to like regret it. I don't want to taste it out the other end. You know what I'm saying? So I like some sauce. I'm a sauce boss. Like, I will do any kind of sauce, but I do like some buffalo. And so I go wings number 1. Everyone's going to say pizza like as some regular, but to be honest, pizza like really fills you up quickly. It's got a lot of grease in it. And yeah, chicken wings, you can say the same thing, whatever. But I'm going to slide on the pizza. I'm going to go chips, and I'm going to say anything the Doritos makes, just insert random Dorito brand. I'm cool with that. Like, you want to go regular, you want to go the purple bag, you want to go the blue bag, anything Dorito, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. If you don't have Mountain Dew as a drink, this is not a LAN party. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's not. So I like Coke. I do that. Not like the cocaine, but I do like
100%.
Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, of course. And then, as side stuff, I mean, you got to do something that you can pop in your mouth and just keep on rolling. So I'm like your M&Ms, your quick candies that aren't going to melt in your hand, melt in your mouth. Yeah, Skittles, like exactly. Like any of that stuff, I'm down to ride. But it's got to be something that the boys can, put in a garbage bag, get rid of. It doesn't need to be a whole cleanup. You don't need plates for any of this stuff. Like, grab and go and let's go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, basically everything you mentioned too just gets all of your hands, which is horrible for gaming. But of course, you gotta have the most disgusting control. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
terrible controllers.
Did you prepare for this question? Goodness gracious, that was some opinionated shit. You were like, let me tell you about the food you need to eat at a LAN party.
in the black plastic bag, walking in with it. I don't even know where I got it, but I have it now. Let's play some snipers. Dude, I love that. I mean, my fondest memories playing video games. I just, mid 2000s, early 2000s, just going and grabbing a bunch of candy and trash, and then staying up till it's light outside, and just getting absolutely destroyed by my friends that were better than me.
And never gaining a pound, by the way. Just never gaining
a pound until I became an athlete. And then the moment I did that, I started just actually, who are we kidding? When I turned 21, I could drink legally. That's when I started gaining lots of weight.
Oh,
usually what happens.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's when it happened.
Anyone else identify?
Oh my gosh. I'm so fat.
I can do this and it's legal. I'll take 11, please.
I'll take 11 beers.
That's 5,000 calories, sir. Well, I'll deal with it when I'm 30.
Holy frick, you're right. Dude, that's crazy. It's when I started drinking. I'm sorry, I didn't ever put that together. I was like, what happened to me senior year into freshman year of college? Beer happened to me.
Happens to everybody.
Sorry. That just blew my mind. But that was an outstanding concise, detailed description of the food. However, I gotta be honest, I don't want to be anywhere near your keyboard or controller after that deluxe. I don't want. I mean, that thing has got to be just the greasiest pile of keys ever. That is to be horrendous.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
What I imagine Symphony's entire room looks like.
Oh yeah, easily, absolutely easily. All right, so you're just established your food preference is very strong. But when you're doing content, you're making content with the crew, you're doing these videos and they're doing well, right?
Right.
So you're kind of starting to gain traction because you mentioned you were you're at 1 million subscribers, right? And who'd you hit it with at the same time?
Delirious, H2O Delirious. Yeah.
At what point in that, like, YouTube, you're making content, at what point do you decide to go full time with it? Because this was a while ago, and is 1 million subscribers today the same as it was, however many years ago?
Yeah, it's totally different. As you can tell, like, things have changed. Back in the day when we first got partnered, by the way, when we first got on YouTube, there was no money whatsoever, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. None. That's why I'm like, is a million actually a million, or like, what does that mean?
Yeah. It's definitely, we wish that we had grown back then. But so when you first start off, we had to get partnered with a company called Machinima. And Machinima is this company where if you were on the Respawn page, you could get partnered, which you had the banner at the top, and then you start making money off of the videos that you were putting out there on the internet. So we got that pretty quickly. I kind of finagled my way. They had a thing called like Machinima Realm, and that's like where you could upload Minecraft. I didn't even play Minecraft. And I was like, yeah, I'll do Minecraft. Just let me sign a contract. So I signed a contract. I get partnered. I don't make any Minecraft videos, not one. And I go straight into Call of Duty because that's the quickest way that I could make money on COD, right? So I do that. And you could get paid $2 per 1,000 views. And we were killing at the time. We're like, 100,000 per video. And we're like, oh my God, that's freaking awesome. Like at the time, like no one was getting those views. We were killing it. But that's not that much money if you add it up. It's really not that much money. And it was no mobile views. Like in any mobile views that were happening, you were getting paid nothing. So they didn't have that yet where they had the capabilities of getting ad revenue on that. So when we go through that, we start making some money. My first YouTube check was like $58. I thought I was rich. I was like, man, I'm buying everybody Microsoft points. Like, what do you need? What you like? I got you, bro. Like, what map pack do you want?
Gold,
I got
Xbox Gold, Xbox Gold.
Exactly.
That's a whole video game, bro. $58.
Exactly.
Come
I was
on.
balling. You didn't even understand. I was balling. Next one's like 120. I'm just like sitting back, like, where am I? I'm counting, like, IRS don't even know who I am. Like, I got this. Like, you don't even know. And so at the time, you start accumulating. I still have a job then. I'm like waiting tables and stuff, and whatever. And things start to accumulate a little bit and you're like, oh dang, I can do some of this. And then we get into Twitch and I think I'm going on like 82 or 83 months being partnered. So when we come from YouTube to Twitch, it's automatic. Like they put us in partnership. We don't have to apply. They just literally give us the button and they're like, oh, you got a subscription button now. So we start making money off of that and YouTube at the same time. I would say 2013, 2014, then you could go full time, but full time is still like working a part-time job. Like it's not like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you're balling, right? I was worried about buying, the next Xbox, buying controllers, buying a headset, buying, whatever. Like I was trying to accumulate things, and I had a piece of equipment called the Hopog HPVR or whatever it was.
Oh,
And
that thing was a
I had to buy one
nightmare.
of those. That was like
Yeah.
$100 or $200, and I was like, okay, that's balling money. I ain't got that money. So you save up a little bit, you upgrade, you get some tips from people, you start like pirating different programs so you don't have to pay for them. Like you're doing all this stuff. You're just trying to get by. But I would say once that happened, it was good for a while. Things start getting better, ad revenue, and you're trying to make all these different deals with people and get this kind of money. You accumulate money here, accumulate money there, but it's always a grind for money, period.
Yeah.
This year has been the best year we've ever had as a crew as far as financially. You look at YouTube and you're like, oh my God, these guys aren't growing very much. But Twitch is where we are absolutely murdering it. And there's a lot of people that are murdering it too. But it's like our subs have never been better. Our bit revenue and all that stuff that wasn't around back then is like through the roof. So there's so many things with Twitch. We haven't quit YouTube by any means. We still upload, but it's all VODs of us on Twitch and cut up a little bit. So that's definitely the way to go. But yeah, like nowadays, if I made the money I made now back then, I would have quit like day 2, and I'd be retired by now. I wouldn't even be playing any video games except for the boys on like Friday nights and stuff like that. So but yeah, that's kind of where it's at now. But it was kind of rough back then because no one knew anything.
Yeah.
So we didn't know what we should ask for or what was good, what was bad.
Yeah, it's such a new industry. You didn't know what to ask for. You didn't know what you were worth. You didn't know what your time was worth. You didn't know any of that. Yeah, like you said, you're just happy to get any money at all. Like I remember my first check from Twitch, and I was like, honey, told my wife, I was like, honey, this is a job now. Like this is nuts. And you're right. Like IRS don't know nothing about this. We keep this between you and me. This whole $100 is mine. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Now there's W-2s involved and all kinds of stuff, dude. Now they know. They know. They
take so much. But now there's just more. There's also more avenues for people to support you, right? So there's way more options for people to give you money where that money was just like left on the table before. They're like, yeah, I like Deluxe4, but like other than subscribe to them on YouTube, maybe I can donate to him if there's a button. But other than that, it's like, can't really do anything. Or if he has merch, like cool. Now there's a million different ways to support a content creator. So
yeah, and we were kind of the people that didn't want people to support us. We wanted YouTube to support us, so we were always mad at YouTube about different things. And so we're like, YouTube, you support me, I'm giving out content, we want it to be free for everybody else. And it's kind of weird to accept donations and subs and things like that, because it's really it's an awkward space where I'm like, thank you for supporting me, for literally paying my bills. I appreciate that. I don't know how else to tell you besides saying thank you and I appreciate you, but it seems like a broken record every time you're saying it to 100 people a night, and you're just like, thank you, I appreciate that so much. Like, you don't understand, but I don't want to sit there and harp on it, because then it becomes like you're not making content. You're sitting there thanking people for 300 bits. So it's like it's a fine line that you got to figure out. The big boys, they don't even acknowledge half the time. You're just rolling making content, which is great for them. But for me, it's like inner anxiety where I can't do that. It just won't ever happen. No,
you gotta create the value. You gotta feel like you're providing value. Yeah,
for sure.
Same way. Feel the same way. It's weird. You're just like, oh, you want to give me X amount of dollars to do this thing? I'm like, don't you want more? They're like, my agent's always like, shut up, Trevor, shut up, dude. What's your problem? Just take it.
Don't you want
just
more
shut up?
from me?
Make the video and try to make it feel authentic, and then move on. I'm just like, all right, Jesus.
Try to make it feel authentic and move on.
Well, I think you gave a ton of really valuable information right there for anyone who's out there trying to figure out their way. But if you had to give one tip or one piece of information to somebody who's like trying to create quote unquote content for a living, or at least make it, a part of their life and see where it goes, what would one tip be?
Stay away from Twitch.
That's mine.
Twitch.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So Twitch really is a secondary platform. It's not for people to grow on. TikTok has been a thing in the last year. I grew my TikTok really quickly and saw a huge increase on that. And y'all know, and I know Trevor knows, Maddie or Crusader,
Yeah.
she literally had been streaming forever, done a great job. Same Maddie, really high quality stuff, really
Mhm.
good gamer, really good job with banter, does a great job with the community. Insert random things, she's great at it. So she had been on the grind forever, and she picked up TikTok. Me and her started working with each other. She just absolutely blew up.
Mhm.
When she has now, I think she has over 2 million people that follow her on TikTok, and so she created a format on there that works really well, and you will see most gamers use now. It's like the little circle cam at the top middle, and then you like mirror in the background and have your gameplay, and then a little bit of subtitle for the people that don't speak English, which helps out a lot with retention. And so with her,
writing that on the notepad. Hold on.
We were recording this, Trevor. Yeah.
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 But she blew up of that, and then now she maintains around 2,000 people on Twitch. But she'd been on Twitch forever. Nothing has changed. Maddie's still Maddie, but having TikTok come in and be explosion where people could come find her. She'd be like, "Hey, going live right now after the TikTok or whatever," and always had a link to her Twitch, and people just accumulated and continue to support her throughout. They are diehard fans of her. Like, she'll raid me, and like 2 people stay. They're like, "I don't know who this guy is. Like, screw him." But for her, they're like jumping through hoops and everything else with her. So I mean, good for her. I'm proud of her. She's done such a good job. Plus, she's an OG, kind of like Cypher. She's been around the block 100 million times and knew everybody ins and outs. And but yeah, just do not stay on Twitch at the very beginning. Do something else. Whether that's, I think Twitter's really underrated. I think if you can be funny on Twitter, if you can post some clips on Twitter, and really trying to build from Twitter or TikTok, that's definitely the way to go. If you're trying to make it on a YouTube platform or a Twitch platform, that's definitely the way to go. Like, do not start there, because if you start there, you're going to be behind.
Yeah. Just let me clarify that he's not, I don't think he's saying just don't stream on Twitch. Just don't put all your eggs in like streaming for 12 hours and then not doing anything else.
Yeah. If you got 20 eggs, put 2 of them in Twitch. That's it.
Just like, being there is a space for being live and interacting live with people for stuff. But if you're just playing video games, like, there are much more higher value uses of your time if you're trying to create content. Actually, I'm going to be honest, and this has been a focus that I switched, and this is interesting based on your answer to this. When you guys invited me over to the Pixelmon server and even the Purge, but it's right before I left for the season, so I was like making decisions like, okay, my ability to stream is going from 5 or 6 hours a day to 2 hours every 3 days. Right. So like, how can I maximize that time? Playing these games, I can get like a couple videos worth, and we can focus really hard on YouTube, because it's stuff I can record offline. I can do it before I go to the field or after they go to the field, and I don't have to be live and deal with people like asking me why I'm not sleeping and why I'm not getting ready for the game, and I don't have to deal with that stuff. And I was like, all right, well, there's a really unique opportunity. Let's go in and have some fun and like try to have some funny interactions and enjoy ourselves. And it was just like, it was a blast. It was a blast thinking about it like that. And just to touch on the Twitter thing too, friend of the pod, Amethyst, she did a great job she did parody like sketches of funny clips from Twitch of all her favorite creators. She would like parody all of us doing comms and talking, and she got all our attention because she did it so well. Like, it was great. Incredible. And so her stream has grown, she would tell you, like, crazy from that. She's went from just starting streaming to now hundreds of viewers every time, which is a huge increase. And and that was a prime way you did it. And it's hilarious. You said that that guy reached out to you to make a song of things you said. That's literally how we met PM. He did that for us, and he did the same thing. And now we got this high pass thing going, and the Lupo song just dropped on, and it was really, really cool. So like, you get creative, man. Your skill set might fit somewhere. You might do something else that's cool. So that's awesome, bro. That's super, super, super cool. We actually have a listener question that was in the old vault, and I would like to hit it because I think you are a prime guest to answer this one. Okay. This question is from Matt from Rhode Island. Wow, thanks, Matt. The question for us is, are there any games that are at least 10 to 20 years old that you wish were still extremely popular today?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh.
10 to 20
I got to go back to Halo. I know, like, the scene has kind of died off. There's still some hardcore players, but I feel like there's a lot of content with the creative mode. They have all the camera work you can do afterwards with the cinema stuff, like the red versus blue, all that stuff that kind of popped up during that era. I wish that there was like an Halo 4, but I know the question is for the older game, but Halo 3, if people will still play that, or Halo 2, and had something that was just a really good game that would blow up a little bit. But that's kind of for me, or maybe one of the GTAs, I guess you could fall into that too. But I love all the GTA series, so I can't really say. But that's a good question. I don't know. That's really, really tough.
Yeah, that is.
I agree with that too. I think Halo 2 had like the best online ranking system ever. It was like the most prestigious.
Halo 2 was a ton of fun. Yeah. I remember ranking up in that.
Remember how easily it was to rank down? You were just there was no like loading bar. There was like no RP number. It was just like, is it gonna go down? And it was just terrifying every time you lost a match. So then getting like the half moon or whatever, getting outside of the numbers and just getting into just a symbol, like that's never been recreated. I
know.
That's crazy. And that was some of the most fun. Well, that, and you could queue with people. It was a pretty wide range of queuing too. So like you had a guy who was 10, 15 levels above you in your group, man. You were getting guys who were just stomping on you. And you had to ride above. Halo is big. Honestly, but I would say, because I grew up as loving sports games, there's a few sports franchises that don't exist anymore that I wish did. MVP Baseball 2005 is probably my favorite baseball game ever made. And it's gone. But I would say that game might be one of the drivers for wanting to play beyond high school, because I just played it so much from like 2005 to 2007. It was one of the best, and then they just stopped making MVP games. So all that IP just got sucked up into only the show. There's only one baseball game now, which is a great game, but I miss the other ones.
Gosh, I'm thinking through all these, and I'm like trying to remember all the fun games that I loved as a kid that are gone now, or not gone, but they just aren't as big. And I feel like for some reason Tekken came to mind. I freaking really loved Tekken and fighting games. I wish that they were more. I know they have a very hardcore scene. I just don't think they're as big or celebrated. So I kind of miss that. I think fighting games were a ton of fun, Tekken specifically. That's a great question. It's tough because I feel like my mind moves past them. Like I'm like, oh, well, it's not producing content, or it's not like a fun game anymore. So I have to like move on. There's a ton of fun games that I loved Battlefield 4. That got stale. I feel like they could have just had Battlefield 4 forever if they just kept making new maps and new guns. Damn.
Battlefield 1 sucked.
Battlefield 1 was absolutely terrible. Never make that again. But I would probably agree. If I had to think of one singular game that had the greatest impact, that kind of unnecessarily got left behind in a lot of ways, it's definitely Halo.
What about like GoldenEye? Like back on the N64.
Oh shit!
That was a classic.
Well,
I think technology just murdered GoldenEye, though.
Yeah, it did.
That's what happened.
And that's what I keep trying to get past, is just how it looks, because we've come so far in a little bit of time.
It's so hard to play.
Yeah.
If you go back and like, how did we ever shoot each other?
Yeah.
It's just awful.
So hard to play. Or even just Duke Nukem. God, that game was fun.
Right. Duke Nukem was great too. Yeah.
Duke Nukem was so freaking good. Anyway, yeah, that's a great question. I love that. I love the nostalgia.
Thank you, Matt.
Heck, Turtles in Time. Sorry, that came to mind as well.
Turtles in Time.
That's a Super Nintendo game. Turtles in Time. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Turtles.
Teenage Mutant. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Whatever happened to Killer Instinct? We could do this all day. We could do
my gosh.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh. That was an excellent question. I love these questions. Please, like we said, please call the number or leave a message whenever. These freaking questions are fantastic. 503-908-9526. That's great. Okay, so like Trevor kind of alluded to earlier, also, by the way, sub to the YouTube and follow the Twitch, Make It an Action Podcast. Thanks so much. Trevor alluded to this earlier. Please, in the most concise way possible and hilarious way possible, tell us the story of the crew. How did it start?
We know about D20.
How did it?
Yeah,
we know about D20. So we kind of know about the origins,
okay.
but
you don't. There's a okay.
How did it come together?
Okay, here we go. So, all right. So I'll piece every member together and people that are past members, I'll piece them together. So we call this the family tree in the crew. Okay.
Ooh, wow.
So one side of the branch has Speedy on it. The other branch has me on it. And then we say that Speedy's side died, like all the leaves fell off. And my side is just growing like hell right now. It's killing it. So anyways, so I took, like I told you, I alluded to, we had two separate sides of the family. Okay. So there's my side and me and D20. We're not really playing. I'm playing solo. I'm playing with like some of these guys, T Martin, Gogolov, and these guys. We're playing COD. And that's great. So I started getting this like a little bit of a following on YouTube. No money is being made. I'm like 1,500, 3,000 subs, somewhere around there. Anyways, I'm making content, and this weird kid named Sidearms keeps joining my lobby. His name is Sidearms for a reason. Joins my lobby, joins my lobby, joins my lobby. But he is not doing anything crazy. He's got a riot shield, but he's like top of his team every time in Search and Destroy, and it's really hard. I mean, we're rolling people. We are just running through kids all the time. Like we're 6-0, 4-0, whatever. So we're killing people, but he keeps showing up in my lobbies, and I'm like, he doesn't say a word because back then, if you died in Search and Destroy, you could talk to people on the mic, and he doesn't say anything. He follows me so many times, I just add him. Okay, so we need an extra player to play with, and I'm like, he joins in with us because we're rolling kids, and he's really good. So we keep playing. We have another guy that's kind of mute, doesn't really talk a lot, and then he has a friend named G18, so he brings him, and he's even better than Sidearms. And G18 is probably the best gamer I've seen on any game, like as a total. Like when he plays this, and you add them all up, he's that guy. He's a savant when it comes to video games. He's crazy. So we got Sidearms. He starts playing with me. D20 pops in and out every once in a while. G18 comes and plays with us. And so it's us four. And we're kind of rolling around and we add people here and there and we're blah, blah, blah. But it's just always us four kind of playing. I meet Speedy and Speedy's like, hey, man, you make this funny content. So do I. Like we do skits and things like that. And we also like have a good time. But we also pub stomp the crap out of people in Search and Destroy. So we're like, hey, Speedy, come play with us. So Speedy comes to play with us. But he's a fan of mine, and he's like, oh, my God, you have like 5,000 subs. That's awesome. Like, I'm a big fan, blah, blah, blah. And so he brings a friend named Jehovah with him. So it's me, Sidearms, D20, G18, Speedy, and Hova. But Hova has a friend named Shadow. And Shadow Beats comes and plays with us, too, every once in a while when we don't have a sixth. So we kind of rotate.
Huge Mets fan?
Group.
Just throwing that out there. Anyway, continue.
He is a huge Mets fan. He's going to be jealous that I'm here. But anyways, so Shadow comes and plays with us too, and we all have these like weird things. Like Sidearms is like awkward, and he's like growing up at the same time, so we're teaching him about life as we're like recording stuff. And then G18 is like this quiet guy that just goes off and kills everybody. D20 is the one-liner guy. He throws in some hilarious like just ad lib stuff, and it's like, what the hell did you just say? I can't believe you said that. Speedy is the goofy guy that's always making really good content, like editing the crap out of shit. Jehovah's the loud guy, yelling, screaming, calling everyone's mom under the sun, whatever. It's me. I'm pretty loud. I'm shoutcasting in the background, telling everybody what they're doing, as the thing's going on. And then we are playing games, and we start this channel where everyone at the time is getting like these clips, like FaZe is getting these clips, like doing 360s off the top rope and killing people and getting these highlights. Well, we did a channel called I think it's Best Team Kill of the Day, and basically it's when you kill a teammate of yours by accident. And we were uploading clips, and we were having people commentate over it, and our friend Joel comes on and he commentates, but he's the best one. He's killing it. So he likes to do all these like improv stuff IRL and mix it into his gameplay. So he joins us, and there becomes 8 of us. So you have on Speedy's side, you have Speedy, Jehovah, Shadow, and Joel. And on my side, you have me, G18, Sidearms, and D20. So it's 4 and 4. We have 8 people. As we continue to play, we pick up this girl named Miss Heart Attack, and she kind of comes in and out. Like she'll play with us one time, and she won't play with us one time. But she kind of becomes, we don't give ourselves the name The Crew. The internet gives us the name The Crew. But then everyone tries to take it from us and it's like, hey, we made this group and we want to call ourselves The Crew. But everyone that when we post The Crew, they always point to you guys and say, y'all are The Crew. And we're like, we're sorry, we didn't give ourselves the name. It just kind of happened. So Miss Heart Attack kind of jumps in and out. And then we continue to play COD, and we meet this crazy guy named Legion. We're in the middle of a COD match.
Of course you did.
Oh, my God.
And Legion jumps in, and he is this random kid that we were meeting in the lobby, and we're like, dude, you're funny. You do all these voices and stuff.
It's you who he met?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay,
Wow.
dude. I took Legion. Sorry to interrupt, but I
Yeah.
took Legion out to. We went out to dinner in Kansas City, where he's from, like
Yeah.
2 years ago, and he was giving me the breakdown. He's like, "Bro, I just met some guys on COD. They thought I was funny. I would do all these improv voices, and they just kept inviting me." I was like, and now it's all come full circle, and I realized that was you that he met. That
Wow.
is awesome.
So we met Legion. We bring him in. Everyone loves him. Okay. And so, Legion kind of wants to do skit stuff and the individual stuff, but he also wants to do COD stuff. And he's loud too. So there's like 4 or 5 loud guys in a lobby together. We're all yelling. And you can tell, like, everyone starts to have their individual favorites. Like, oh, I like Deluxe. He does Shoutcast. I like Speedy. He's a really good editor and he's funny. And then you have Joe. He just screams the random stuff that you want to say in the mic. And then you have Legion. He knows all these voices and stuff like this. And so we add all these pieces, and like Jehovah does his thing, and you have Legion does his thing. Miss Heart Attack does her thing. But for the most part, we have most of our guys still here doing our thing. We add a guy named B-double-O, B-dubs as we call him. He's like a Minecrafter, and he came in for like a year and a half, 2 years, and he's real big on Minecraft stuff. But he when we play Minecraft, he would come play with us, and then he would like leave and go play more Minecraft, and we would go to COD. So he wouldn't really play with us, but we'd try to get him in every once in a while. So there's unofficially like 10 members of the crew, but people have come in and out. But what's kind of the base of us is there's main 3. It's me, Sidearms, and Speedy, and then D20 joins us on every night, like an hour and a half late. Joel jumps on like 4 times a week. Shadow joins us like once a week now. But we used to be on every single night together before all this thing, and it just kind of blew up. So that's kind of the history of the crew and where we all came from and kind of where we are now.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So Legion got his start from us, but he definitely made his like jump because of him. He is a character, and he was going to make it whether he found us or we found him. He's a great guy. I love Jordan. He's great.
He's so funny.
That's incredible.
God, dude, that Purge server with him that first day was the funniest thing I've ever done. Like, I've never had more fun playing Minecraft than that day.
Yeah. You noticed the first day he came up to us and he was talking to us. And he's like, because the first time we played Minecraft with him, he didn't even know how to open a door. He was on a laptop. He didn't know what to click. So he just kept running himself into the door and didn't know how to open it. So he never played Minecraft.
Well, I retaught him because he didn't know he forgot everything because he didn't know how to do it again. So,
for sure.
Dude, it's wild hearing all this stuff too, because like it's this small world type of thing where you're just like kind of naming off these people. I'm just like thinking about my relation to these people and how I've heard the name before and stuff like that. I remember 2 things that came to mind was like when you were talking about Speedy. Was I remember going to MLG Anaheim with Tim and his then girlfriend, and she like lost her mind, like so this was the first time I saw someone like fangirl over KYR Speedy, and I was like, who? Not like in a bad way. I just didn't know. I was like kind of new to the industry or whatever at the time. I was like, I don't know. And that was like 2014 at the time.
Yeah, that's when we were blowing up. Yeah.
So like just like lost her mind. And then you mentioned B-double-O, who I played with a couple times, arguably one of the best voices on the internet, in my opinion.
Amen.
Oh my goodness, that man could just talk me to sleep. He could read a tax form for all I care. That was amazing. So B-double-O is awesome. I played with him a couple times with my buddy Wolves at My Door, who he's friends with him.
We love Wolves.
Yeah, he also plays Minecraft. He's doing Dadcraft and killing it. And just anyway, that's awesome. I love the kind of like how you were saying before, and I think part of the reason we even started this podcast is just like this interconnectivity, how like we're more alike than we are different in a lot of different ways, and how we all have these like connections, at least in the very beginning of this. I mean, a lot of people are coming up now who are newer, but they're forming their own connections. It's almost like a graduating class, if you will, of content creators.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, people now are crazy. They can do it all. Like we had people like Speedy when we first started. He was the only guy who knew how to do Photoshop. And that set him apart from everybody. Now everyone can do Photoshop. Everyone can edit. Everyone can do everything.
You do it on your phone now. Yeah, it's wild. Takes no effort. Nuts. You mentioned the Hapog. That thing was a nightmare. It's just a death box.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to capture stuff, and now you can just like, I don't know, you can just think about it and capture it. It's like not even a big deal. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like, you have better quality on your phone now.
Exactly.
You can do literally anything. But God forbid you try to plug in 2 capture cards into a laptop. That shit won't work. I almost broke everything in my room the other day trying to figure that out. We'll get there.
Oh, my
Elgato's
gosh.
just going to invent just something that's just like one port and everything you can think of works. And then I'll be like, all right,
yeah.
cool. I'm glad. I'm 40 now. Could have used this 20 years ago, but hey, whatever. Dude, that's awesome, bro. I didn't know that was the jumping on point for Lee. It's a small world, man.
Yeah, and that's why everything is the way it is now. Like how we got all these people on these servers is because we have so many connections in the past. And so we keep asking these people, hey, remember we played together? Like, I know I haven't talked to you in 4 years, but if you want to come play on the server, man, we'd love to have you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, just joining that purge server and all the creative stuff people were, because like I've watched now. To be honest, I've known who Speedy was for a long time, but I've popped into a stream a little bit more recently since we played on the purge server,
right?
And he's definitely one of those like ideas guys. Like he just looks at something and has an idea for some sort of content and then does it. Like
he's nuts.
That's the way he. But that's. Paul calls me the idea guy of our group. So I'm always like, hey, what if we did this dumb thing? And he's
100%.
like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's an idea that you would have. Of course, we're going to do that. So
absolutely.
But when you get like 60 people, where like 20 people are ideas people, and then like 20 people are really good at building, and then like 20 people are just like memers, like it's an insanely fun content situation. And I think that I'm so happy that so many people gave Among Us a chance and realized how fun it is to have like 10 really good personalities together playing a game. And then people were looking for more opportunities. So I just think that like these big open world server, and it doesn't have to be Minecraft, but we saw it with Rust, like it's going to keep happening. And it's just fun. It's just fun as hell to watch and fun as hell to be part of. But I will move us on. That was awesome. The crew is a lot of every name you guys have heard. Go give them follows. We're going to shout out other people in a little bit, but every name you've heard, they're worth it. Trust me. But before we move on to our game, which is going to be hilarious, I cannot wait. Let me hit you with a quick MCA Network ad before we get onto the game. Would love to shout out one of the newest members of the MCA Network. The No CP podcast is there more to Warhammer 40K than stomping your opponent? Come take a walk on the casual side with Bailey and Zoobs. They talk about narrative play, hobby talk, table building, and occasionally screw up and talk about competitive 40K. Go check it out. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else there's podcasts. Go check them out. It's a great listen. And if you're into Warhammer, you got to check it out. But now it's time for the game. And this game, PM, right? You're running it?
Yes.
It's called.
Yes, I'm running this game.
Can I say the name?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's gonna say a phrase, and you have to guess whether it's a weed strain or a rap name.
I like that.
Yes. Okay.
How many do you have,
so, like
Tim?
you said, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 12.
Okay.
No, 13.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
so
dang.
yeah. So
we should just rotate. So we'll just go one per person, and we'll just go like in a circle.
Whoever's in the commanding lead at the end, if someone is, I'll just have them go last.
Okay.
Cool.
Just kind of thing. So yeah, we train a rap name. I'm going to give you 1 word or 2 words or 3 words, whatever it is. You need to tell me which one it is. So first one,
we'll start with
Kana
Speedy.
Sutra.
Sorry. We'll start with Deluxe.
Deluxe.
Yeah.
Kana Sutra. Is it a weed strain or a rap name?
Isn't that like a sex thing? That's not even a. Okay, wait. I'm gonna say it's
I should have put porno too.
Dude, that's a weak name. I'm gonna say it's a weed strain.
Okay.
All right. Wait, is going one at a time? Or are we?
Yeah. Well, like each person
Round
gets
robin.
one.
For
They're
now.
either right or
Yes,
not.
for now.
So is that yes or no?
No, you need to. You guys all need to answer.
Oh, so we're all guessing. Okay, I thought we were going one.
We're all
okay,
guessing
okay.
at the same time. No.
I will definitely go with weed strain too.
Weed strain.
100% weed strain.
Yeah, it is in fact a weed strain.
Yeah.
That would be the weirdest
Wait,
rap
I
name
gotta
ever.
Find the.
Seriously.
There's that.
There it is.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Second up, Shorty Shit Stain.
We going Trevor now?
Is it a rap name or a weed strain?
I'll go first. So
Alex, you go first. Okay,
Yeah, you
Trevor.
go first.
I'll go and then Paul can go next. All right.
Okay, all right.
That is definitely weed strain.
That's
Okay.
a weed strain.
Okay.
I'm saying weed too. Yeah.
It is a rap name.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm
way.
not. No,
Yeah.
no one listens to that guy on Spotify.
Is this guy on
All
Spotify?
right.
Holy hell.
Number 3, Bang'em Smurf. Is it a rap name or a weed strain?
Hang 'em Smurf. Damn it.
Mhm.
That sounds like a rap name.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go weed for sure.
Okay.
I'll go weed.
Trevor. Weed. It is in fact A rap name.
Yes.
What?
Bang'em
Woo!
Smurf.
Bang'em Smurf.
Bang 'em Smurf, baby.
Alrighty. Paul, since you are in the lead, I'm gonna have you go last here. So
Okay.
Deluxe, you're first.
Okay.
Purple Monkey Balls. Read a rap name.
If this is your rap name, then you need to stop. Get some help. I'm going weed, man. Weed, gotta
okay,
be.
weed. Trevor.
It's a weed, dude.
Weed. Paul.
That's gotta be weed.
It is in fact weed.
Oh, thank
Good job.
goodness.
God. Holy.
Alrighty, Paul, you're last again too. Dirty Nasty. Rap or weed?
Wait, I'm last. You said or
Yeah, you're going last because
Last.
you're in the lead.
Alright, so
I
then-
got rap name.
Rap name?
Say it one more time.
Dirty Nasty.
Oh, that's a rap name. Yeah, gotta be.
Okay, Paul.
Dirty Nasty. Rap name. Yes.
Good job.
Okay.
Everyone's right.
I like it.
Close
All
one.
right, an easy one, but a good one. Bob Saget OG. Rap or weed name?
Is that an easy one?
Yeah, what? I'm on the spot now. Hello?
Easy one, D4. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's Bob Saget's name. I'm gonna say rap. I don't know.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go weed strain. He said easy one because he's from Portland.
Oh snap! Yeah, weed.
It is in fact weed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna throw me a card ball. Okay.
Anytime you see, oh, that's right. I forgot this is like
OG.
recurring. Anytime you see OG, it's weed.
Okay.
All right, so
Oh.
Paul, you're
Okay.
you're leading 5, Trevor 4, Deluxe 3. So Deluxe, you're gonna go first now.
Yikes.
I'm gonna preface this by apologizing to my mother. Deep Throat Thug.
What? She listen to this? What is?
This is actually my rap name, so I'm going rap.
Rap name or weed strain?
It's definitely rap. It's mine.
I'll
Trevor?
go the rap name too.
Paul.
I think it's a trick question. It's actually the informant from the Watergate scandal. So I'm gonna go with rap name.
Okay. You guys are all correct.
Yep.
Nice.
It is a rap
100%
name.
rap
Deep Throat Thug. There you go.
Deep throat.
Okay.
Thug.
Deluxe, you're still going first. Is Crumb Snatcha. Crumb
Ooh.
Snatcha.
Ooh, nice.
I
tough
feel
one.
like
Weed
that's a
strain
rap
rap
name,
name.
but I think they're gonna pick that, so I'm gonna go weed strain.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Trevor.
Well, I'm gonna reverse psychology and say weed strain too.
What's the name again?
Okay.
Crumb
Crumb
Snatcher.
Snatcha.
That's gonna be a weed strain.
It's definitely a rap name.
You guys are all wrong.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
It's a
right.
rap
I
name.
tried to give you all a point. Jesus Christ.
Damn it!
Alrighty. Next one up. Alaskan Thunderfuck. Weed or rap?
You apologize to your mom about the
Really?
first one, but not that one. You
Weed,
just
weed or rap?
the
Rap.
confidence.
Rap again.
Okay. Trevor?
Weed strain.
Give it to me one more
Paul?
time. What is it?
Alaskan Thunderfuck. There you go.
Fuck.
That's a weed strain.
It is in fact a weed strain.
There we go.
Golly.
I'm done. D4 is dying over here.
I'm in a
Jeez.
hole. I'm in a big hole.
Absolutely dying.
Alrighty, next one up. Peanut Butter Wolf. Deluxe, you go first.
I mean, I feel like the food name's got to be dealing with weed. I'm gonna go weed, I guess.
Okay. Trevor?
Rap name.
Rap name.
It is in fact a rap name.
Yes.
Y'all are just
Peanut Butter
y'all
Wolf,
looked all
dude.
these up.
I
Y'all
love
looked all
his-
these up. Okay.
I loved his verse in Dedication 3. It was
Yeah, I just went with that one, so D4 would be the only one that said.
Yeah, that's a yikes.
Alrighty. The Accidental Tourist. Weed or rap name?
I feel like it doesn't even matter if I go first anymore. I just want to be right.
Actually,
You should go
say
last.
that, but you could technically still, I believe, tie here. So I would,
Ooh.
take it seriously.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
take
I
this seriously.
think it's weed, so I'm gonna go rap name.
Okay.
yeah, I go rapper too. I think it's a rapper.
I'm gonna say weed.
It's weed.
I freaking knew it. Come on, dude.
It is weed.
Peanut
Thought-
butter.
alrighty,
Come
Someone
on.
on like a sound like
Peanut
Childish
butter- no,
Gambino
no.
to me.
Right?
Yeah, the Accidental Tourist. It's great.
Oh, the accidental tourist.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah,
Yes. Next one up. Poverty. Rap or weed?
yeah.
Let's go rap.
Jeez.
I mean, that's a great rap name, actually.
Poverty is not bad, actually. Yeah. What are your
Okay,
dogs?
so you're
think?
going rap Deluxe? Okay.
Yeah, rap.
I know, right? You decided to go off.
Weed.
Weed? Okay.
What-
Paul, what'd you say?
What is it? One more time.
Poverty.
Oh yeah, rap name.
rap name. It's definitely a rap name.
100%.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poverty.
Yeah, who's,
Okay,
who's
last one.
smoking poverty? You know what I mean? Who's like, yeah, that one.
Hit me with the one that'll make me broke. Good, that'll be $500. Oh, damn, they weren't kidding.
Just come to Oregon. Those are the prices. Alrighty, last one. So Deluxe, you're not winning.
Thank you, Lucky.
Smoking poverty.
We'll just have you go first.
Yeah.
Blaze, you dead homie.
If it ain't weed, I don't want to know. So weed,
Blaze, you dead homie.
just Blaze weed.
Blaze.
Rapper weed.
Rapper.
Well, it seems too obvious to be weed. I'm gonna say rapper.
It is a rapper.
Yep.
I hate you.
Pop.
Paul killed that. Paul took the Paul killed that. That was all Paul.
Paul sells weed. That's right. Hello.
Surprise. That's why he only streams 4 hours a day, guys. Gotta go to his other job.
I mean, I gotta sell that. Gotta push that weed. That's what they say, right? You gotta push that weed. Sorry, I can't make dinner tonight, honey. I gotta go push the weed.
Push the weed.
Push it. Hearing the frustration in D4's voice every time. You like big brained yourself way too many times. You're like, sounds like this, so it's gotta be this.
Thinking it.
Well, we were behind, and I was trying to lay down bunts, man. It's like what?
I think you got the last 8 wrong.
Holy
Don't bring it up.
Consecutively wrong. Yeah.
That's 0%. I don't
This
know how
is
you know to do math.
Literally a coin flip game. Like it's
Yeah.
tough. It's
Oh
tough to
my
just like,
gosh.
flip tails 8 straight times. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
It's absolutely crazy. All right, well,
So good.
we are going into our final segment before we get out of here. This is where we like to give a little love out to someone's content that we've been consuming. We call it the side monitor question. While we're just doing our work or whatever. But it can be anything. It can be TikTok, whatever. And we'll let you go last because we know you got lots of people in the scene. Give them a little shout out. You can pick more than one if you want. It's up to you. But I will start us off. This is a TikTok person. When Paul was visiting last weekend, we put this up on the TV and watched pretty much all of her TikToks in order.
Yeah, we did.
Because it's hilarious. Her name is Selena Spooky Boo, and she is the chick on TikTok that sleepwalks.
Oh my gosh.
And she just crushes cheese, and then makes the funniest. She's the funniest person ever when she sleepwalks.
The cheese makes her sleepwalk. Like when she eats cheese or chocolate before she goes to
chocolate
bed.
and cheese, so she just crushes
She eats the
like a block of cheese, so that she'll just walk outside and like yell at people walking down the street in the middle of the night. It's so
Is
funny.
that the girl that
so
got
good.
the Pepsis and threw them out in the front yard?
Yes, and she was just like giggling and laughing, and there was a guy walking on the sidewalk, like, "What the hell?"
Dude. They put a mannequin in the middle of her living room just to see how she would react to it. She walked downstairs and stared at it for like half an hour.
Just stood there, like it looked like Paranormal Activity. It was terrifying, and she like got really close to it and like sniffed it, and like put her hand like lightly on its head. It was like, oh, it's cold, and you're like,
Oh my god.
I don't know. Check her out, Selena Spooky Boo, TikTok, hilarious.
Outstanding. I love that. It's a great shot. My shot this week goes to the pool shark. His name is Eric in real life, but the pool shark, he's a great dude. I've been playing Tarkov with him. He's hilarious. He gives Jen the hardest time anyone's ever given Jen. Genticle's friend of the show. He streams on Facebook mainly. He's partnered with Facebook, but he also streams on Twitch. He is a vet as well, which is super cool. And he's actually partnered by the USO, which is pretty sick. Didn't know they did partnerships, but pretty freaking sick.
Wait, does he stream to both of them simultaneously, or does he just choose?
He'll only do at least as far as I know, he'll only do Twitch on Wednesday when Lupo isn't streaming. So 200 IQ.
Oh my god, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that, he streams on Facebook every other day. He's freaking awesome. He's hilarious. He said this.
Fucking got her.
I don't know. I just been playing that all the time. Just got her. I don't know why. I think it's so funny. It's like just the most casual clip. So go check out Eric. He is at _pool shark, spelled exactly how pool and shark are spelled. He's awesome. You'd be supporting of that, and he's super freaking funny too. So that's my pick this week.
D.
All right. So for me, I get one too.
Dude, of course.
Yes.
Go
Okay.
for it.
So of course, if I wouldn't be, a crew member, if I didn't give the crew a shout out, of course, got to give the boys a shout out as we've been talking about them. But yeah, I mean, we got Sidearms for Reason. You got K-Wire Speedy. You got Deluxe 20 or DG18. Shadow Beats with a Z. You got Nobody Epic. All those guys, they stream on Twitch. We've been doing a lot of Minecraft, and we play everything, man. We play COD. You'll see us roll people all the time on COD, make fun of them, yell, talk about their mothers, and then be really wholesome on some Pixelmon and catch some Pokemon and interact with people there. So if you want to see something, funny and get a little bit of everything, a little excitement, a little bit of chill, you go watch The Boys. Go watch The Boys for sure. But little shout out to them.
Nice. Awesome.
Freaking done. Some solid, concise shout outs this week.
Very. And they're all great. I've also peeked my head into pretty much all of those, and they're all great in their own ways, and then they're always playing together too. So like if you go into one and they're playing with other guys, go check them out too. Give them some love. At least throw a follow. Give them a shot.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, that is our show. Let's get into the old. But before we go, D4.
Yes, sir.
Before we leave,
let's get into the old before we go.
Let's get into the old night. All right. Before we go, what's next for you? Do you have any like charity streams, events, new servers coming out, merch out that people should go check out? Which I already know for a fact there are because I bought some. So. Anything you want to shout out? Go for it.
We got a lot of stuff going. I usually try to organize everything as much as possible. Y'all talked about it earlier, but Among Us kind of started this whole thing where we're getting all these lobbies together. We started a Rust server. We did that. We did the whole Minecraft purge, and now we're on Pixelmon. That's kind of been our focus as of late. But now we're kind of talking about maybe doing a little bit of GTA RP with the same kind of people. So, maybe we'll pop that in there too. So, you guys are invited, by the way. But yeah, maybe that's the next on the list. But you can catch us every night streaming on Twitch. I'm on twitch.tv/TheDeluxe4. And just one day at a time, man. One day at a time, especially on Twitch. You never know what game's going to pop off next. So nothing too big. But yeah, there you go.
Very cool. Dog. Love it, man.
All right. Well, you remember you got 2 ways to get on the pod. In addition to the review of the week, which we will read in a moment, you can also use our phone number, 503-908-9526, and you may just have your question asked on the next episode. Before we go, let's give that review of the week. This week comes from YouTube. Actually, it's not from YouTube. I don't know why that's written there. This is from Apple Podcasts. It's first one in a while, to be honest.
Nice.
Sean M. This is actually really, really nice. It might be the nicest one we've ever had.
Wow.
As someone who works 10-hour days and is trying to grow as a streamer, it's been one of my most consumed pods to listen to while I'm going through the motions of work. I started originally by listening to episodes of streamers who I loved and were somewhat familiar with, but then it turned into starting at the first ever episode and listening to every single one of them from then on, leading me to find new creators that I've loved even more. Paul and Trevor keep every episode fun and lighthearted, and each guest brings something new to each episode. The hosts and the guests allow me, as a growing streamer, to draw comparisons to their lives and give me more than enough information to help me succeed even further. I've now since run out of episodes, and it makes every Friday even better. Keep up the great work, and thanks for making time pass even faster. Thank you. That was really nice. You took a lot of time to write a really nice review, and we do appreciate that, guys. If you are going to go leave a review, don't forget to also click the little stars up to 5. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Don't forget to go check out the pod and everything else attached to it on our social medias at May Contain Action. And you can also listen to this after the stream if you want to go re-listen. It is on Apple Podcasts. It is on Spotify. It is on Google Play. It is everywhere that you listen to pods. But before we leave, the last thing we need to know, D4, where can everyone find you?
Basically everything. I've gotten started way back when. TheDeluxe4, TheDeluxe 4 all together. And you can find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. Pretty much anytime you type that in, you're going to find me. So, that's where you can find me. And I'll be streaming most of the time that you find me now. And you can check out some clips on Twitter or hit up the YouTube if you missed a stream or two.
There you go. There it is. Go check them out, guys. Follow on everything. Be the viewer that we promote you to be. Thank you.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you in 3 days for another episode of the pod.
Yeah. See you soon.
Absolutely. See you on Thursday. Thanks, guys.
Peace.